Yeah. Old.
And sit down.
I have a pair of flat shoes like that, and I will wear like flat.
Yeah.
Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter.
Yo, kindergarten. Make sure to turn off the microphone. Is everything okay?
I could be friends with her.
Can I do?
Hi, parents. Thank you so much for coming. We will get started in just a minute here. I just want to give people a chance to get into the meeting. If you are participating, if you can just make sure you're muted, that would be great. And you can have your video on or off for this meeting. It's totally your choice, but if you can be muted, that would be awesome. Thank you. And we'll get started, like I said, here just in about 1 minute.
Yeah, we'll go to his house.
Guys.
I don't know how to close it, but you don't see me. I don't know how to do this. Oh gosh.
Give it about 30 more seconds and we'll get started. All right, everybody, we will go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for everyone for coming this evening and taking time out of this beautiful summer-like evening to join us tonight. My name is Kelly King. I am the kindergarten through second grade principal at Brook Park, and we are really excited to welcome a lot of you who may be new families to Brook Park to kindergarten next year. And for those of you who are returning and you have an older student that's at Brook Park, we're excited to welcome you back to kindergarten. This is a great time for you to learn a little bit about kindergarten at Brook Park, meet our kindergarten team, and I will kind of go through some other follow-up information and then some things that will be sent to you additionally after this meeting as we wrap up this 2020-2021 school year and start to get prepared for the 2021-2022 school year. So first, I would like to kick it off by introducing our team. First, I would like to introduce our assistant principal, Jill Johnson.
Hi, future Brook Park superstars. We're so excited to have you here tonight. My name is Mrs. Johnson, and I am the assistant principal for kindergarten through 5th grade. So welcome and welcome parents. It's nice to see you.
Thanks, Mrs. Johnson. We also have Miss Feltz with us. And we have Mrs. Grosskopf, Miss Leffelman, Mrs. Weddigy, Mrs. Bryant, and we have a new superstar staff member with us on our kindergarten team for next year, who's Miss Hughes.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma Hughes. I currently teach kindergarten at another school in LaGrange, and I'm very excited to be joining the Brook Park kindergarten team.
All right, so that's our kindergarten team and our team we have here this evening. So we'll go ahead and get started with our presentation. If you have questions throughout the presentation, there is no chat feature in tonight's meeting, but I will be sending a follow-up form tomorrow morning along with the recording and some other information that will have a place where you can fill out questions. That way I can work with the kindergarten team and Mrs. Johnson so we can make sure to get your questions answered in a timely manner. So we'll go ahead and kick it off with, why should you have your child go to kindergarten?
All right. Hi, kindergarten families. I'm Miss Leffelman, like Miss King said, and I'm going to just go over why you should go to kindergarten. So kindergarten is an introductory into the elementary school. Kindergarten is a huge learning year, both academically and socially. We, of course, build the foundation for academics with letters, sounds, sight words, counting. We also have a huge focus on social emotional learning as well. We really focus on how to be a good friend, a good citizen, and just being a good classmate and helping others and ourselves do the best we can in a learning environment. So kindergarten is important academically, but also socially as well, as it's the foundation for their further learning.
Next, we'll talk a little bit about getting ready for the school year, and I will talk a little bit about this part and just some information as far as the return to school for the 2021-2022 school year. Obviously, this past school year has been a very unique one due to the pandemic, but you are able to find our initial considerations for our return to school plan for 2021 and 22 on our District 95 website. I will send this presentation out and it will link you directly to the place on our district website where this information lives. You can also find it on our district website under the main banner. There's a place for COVID-19 information, and these initial considerations for next year are there. District 95 does plan to return to full in-person learning in the fall. Our kindergarten is a full day of kindergarten, which means 7:45 till 2:45. That the students would be in school full day. As far as well as information kind of related to the pandemic, as I know that's weighing on everyone's mind as we've wrapped up this unique school year, is District 95 and all surrounding districts really align themselves with the safety and health protocols put out by the Illinois State Board of Education and the Illinois Department of Public Health. So just making sure that we're following with those guidelines. We do anticipate new guidelines coming out after Illinois moves into phase 5 of the Illinois reopening plan on June 11th, as anticipated. So we'll continue to have more information about some of those safety and health protocols as we move closer to the fall. There will be communication sent to you throughout the summer through district communication as far as the reopening plan. And we will also continue to update our opening plan on our website on that COVID-19 tab and that 2021-2022 initial considerations page. So I just wanted to make sure to talk about this, as I know this isn't a topic that is weighing on everybody as we think about that return to school. And it's obviously a topic that's in the news. So we are excited to be moving forward with our full return to in-person learning for next school year. Next, we have some members, I believe our president and vice president on the call today from the BROOK Park Council, which is the BPC. They are our parent teacher organization, and they sponsor many activities and events throughout the year. And there are a lot of ways you can get involved. And I'll go ahead and turn it over to them if they want to really quickly introduce themselves in the BPC.
Hi, Christine Fushi. I have a 4th grader a second grader and an incoming kindergartner. I am the Brook Park Council President for this past year and this upcoming year. So welcome to Brook Park. You'll be seeing us. We're the group that fundraises and helps with class parties, well, the return of class parties and field days, and we hold events during the whole year. And so you'll be seeing us out there in August for Meet the Teacher. I apologize, I'm on the scene here of baseball and softball games in the park. So keep an eye out. You can visit our website, brookparkcouncil.org, and sign up for our e-blast so you can keep abreast of all that's going on. We are always looking for volunteers for about 50 committees that we have. This past year was different, so we didn't hold everything, but hopefully next year we'll be returning back to with the carnival, the theater, fundraisers. We hold local restaurant nights. This past year we paid for books for the summer for the kids. We provided art kits to our families, math night, cultural week. There's just tons of stuff. So please check out our website for volunteer opportunities, events. And if you have any questions, you can always email any member of the board, and all of our email addresses are on our website. Our Vice President Leah is here too, and she's in charge of the events. Leah?
Hi everyone, I'm Leah Pisek. I also have an incoming kindergartner as well. My son Mateo will be starting in the fall. He's currently in ECE, and I have a 5th grader. So I have one finishing and one starting at Brook Park. I am also live to you coming from my car on my way home from work. But I wanted to let you guys know that the BPC offers a school supply kit that will be going live actually today. I'll be posting on all of the Brook Park Council Facebook pages, as well as on our BPC website, like Christine said, the brookparkcouncil.org, and on the future Brook Park Superstars Facebook page. The cost of the kit for students entering kindergarten is $44, and it will be delivered to the school. So that will take stress off of parents, because I know I had a nervous breakdown in Target trying to figure out this correct size of sticky notes. So that's a nice option for our kindergarten parents. And I did want to talk really quickly about class parties, because I know that's always a question that parents have for our students. Parents sign up via a sign-up genius that gets sent out right around the time of class parties. The Brook Park Council is responsible in a traditional year for Halloween, winter, and end of year. We do limit the amount of volunteers for Halloween and winter, just because we want to make sure that we have a safe amount of people in the building for our students. But the end of year party is a field day, and as many families who'd like to attend are welcome to. And also we do look for parents to volunteer as lead room parents who are responsible to help plan, with help from the BPC, those parties. So like Christine says, I'm responsible for all of our events. We have someone, our volunteer coordinator and our fundraising coordinator are responsible for all of our fundraising. So I look forward to seeing you guys all on the playground in the fall. And thanks for letting me speak today.
All right, thank you so much to Christine and Leah for being here to represent the BPC. They're such a wonderful organization that do so many amazing things for the students at Brook Park.
So moving on to some of the logistics before we get into curriculum, part of the registration and enrollment information for you. To complete enrollment, you will need to provide your child's birth certificate, as well as 4 proofs of residency. For registration, it's easily done via email with an individualized SNAP code. You will also need to pay any fees. You can sign up for the bus if your child is going to be taking the bus. And then there's also a media release where you can sign if your child's allowed to be featured in any pictures. So those are all the forms that you need to fill out to have your child registered and enrolled.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Swedecki. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about after school care and health services. So for after school care, it's all housed at Brook Park next year through Right at School. You can find more information out at this link below. And then also a lot of students attend the STARS program through Brookfield Parks and Rec. It provides before and after school care as well as transportation to and from Brook Park. And then again, there's the link below here that I'm sure will be shared out to you that you will be able to go to once you get this. And then as far as health services go, you need to advise the nurse of any special medical needs that your child may have. Physical, dental, and immunization records must be turned in before school starts. Medication permission forms must be signed by both a parent and a physician also before school begins. And then due to allergies, our district policy is that no foods are brought from home and shared with the class. So for birthdays or holiday parties, there's no food coming in to be shared.
Hi, I'm Miss Feltz. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about conferences, communication, and report cards. Communication is so important between families and teachers here at Brook Park, and we collaborate as much as we can together. We send home weekly newsletters, so those may be sent home in the folders. They'll be posted on our classroom websites. Each teacher will have their own classroom website where you can go on and you can see what we're working on. There's always activities and ideas of things you can do from home to focus on math or reading or spelling or sight words. So if you're ever looking for activities, check out the classroom websites. We also have a curriculum night. So tonight we'll talk a little bit about our curriculum, a quick overview, and then we'll also have a curriculum night in the fall where you can learn a little bit more in depth about it and you can ask more questions to your child's teacher specifically. Report cards go home 3 times a year, and we have parent-teacher conferences in the fall and winter, and anytime in between. If you ever have questions or need to speak to your child's teacher, we're all very available and excited to work with you. Some supply list information. We talked a little bit about the BPC has kits available, or if you wanted to buy your own supplies, there's a supply list that is provided when you register. If you do decide to get the kit, it is paid for ahead of time and then delivered right to your child's classroom. So you don't have to worry about picking it up anywhere. It won't get lost in the office or in the mail. Like, it'll go right to the classroom. And sometimes that's like a nice peace of mind to just be done with it. Also, for the upcoming school year, it's important to remember that kindergartners lose a lot of things. So it's a great idea to label sweatshirts, jackets, lunch boxes. A lot of things end up in our lost and found, and especially for our little ones who are just getting used to the new setting and the new building. This is also a great time to mention that we go outside for recess as much as possible. So appropriate dress for the weather, bring gym shoes every day. I always say is a good idea, even if they don't have gym. I say every day is a play day in kindergarten. Every day is a recess day. So gym shoes are great, and working on tying those gym shoes is even better.
I think your microphone's off, Ms. Grosskopf.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Hi, I'm Mrs. Grosskopf, and I'm the remote teacher, so I know about muting and unmuting. Unfortunately, I forgot. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the bus information like Ms. Leffelman had suggested before. Kindergarten students are permitted to take the bus to and from school. It's very important that you register your child to ride on the bus if you are interested when you register. You can also register for the bus online on online registration. The bus spots are limited for safety regulations, especially during the COVID time. So it's really important that if you decide that your child wants to take a bus, that you register them earlier than later.
All right, so now we're going to go into a little bit more about the curriculum. Like Ms. Feltz said, we will do a curriculum night in the fall where you will get to attend that with your own individual classroom teacher. But we're just going to give you a brief overview tonight, and I'll begin by talking about our phonics program. So in kindergarten, we use the Jolly Phonics program. It looks a little outdated. It's got some outdated pictures, but honestly, it's such a great program for our young learners. So we begin the program. If you see on that workbook, it actually starts with the letter S.
I'm gonna sit leave.
So we don't teach the letters in order. We teach them in the Jolly Phonics order, which starts off with S, A, T, I, P, and N. We do this so that as soon as we learn a few letters, we can then use those letters and sounds to make words. We love this program because each letter comes with a story and a hand action to help them remember. So for example, for the letter S, it's a story about a snake. And so the kids remember that the letter is S and the sound is S, and they make their hand back and forth like a snake. This is great when reviewing the letters and also during our writers workshop when they're sounding out those sounds. We introduce 3 letters each week. And then after we do those 3 letters, we use them to practice making words. And the program just builds on top of each other. So we will use those first 6 letters that we use, and then the next week we'll add some more and just keep building onto it. Once we're done with Jolly Phonics, we will then transition into Foundations Phonics program. This is a new program that kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade will be using. And so once we get through Jolly Phonics, learning the letters and sounds, we'll transition to Foundations to focus more on word families, the vowel teams, segmenting and blending words, and some of those trickier phonics concepts. In kindergarten, our writing curriculum is Lucy Calkins' Units of Study. This is something we use district-wide, and it is a writer's workshop style. So students will complete 4 different units: labeling, opinion, narrative, and informational writing. At the beginning of the year, we start off really basic, talking about what it means to be a writer, what writers do. We talk about how writing can be with pictures and words, using letters and words to communicate. So we do a basic launch into like sentence structure, and then we do the full writer's workshop model. So students will participate in mini lessons where we'll focus on different skills, and then they'll have independent writing time. And during that writing time, they'll be working on their stamina, and teachers will be able to do conferences with students to meet their needs.
For reading instruction, we do a couple different things. One way we teach reading is through guided reading, and that's small groups of students working with the teacher, usually 4 to 5 students, and they're working on books at their level. So in the very beginning of the year, we may be working on some letter sounds, letter names, and then we quickly go into level A books. And as the students become better readers, their groups are fluid and they change so that they're always working on books at their level. During that time, we also have what we call Lit Lab. So while some students are working with the teacher, then the other students will be working on centers. So that would be phonics, phonemic awareness, and sight word activities. And they get really good at becoming independent at some of these activities. It's a good time for them to learn independence and practice some skills that we've already taught. Another way that we teach reading is through whole group. So when we do the small group, it's very simple books. So you can't really get in depth into the story of comprehension and retelling and sequencing. So we have a whole group read aloud every day, and that's where we can read storybooks that are more difficult for students to read. And then we can really talk about sequencing the story, retelling the story, making predictions, and all of those other really great reading skills that don't lend themselves as well to the kindergarten level books.
Sorry, everybody. I clicked through a little too quickly.
That's where we were. Okay. We'll also be teaching sight words or high frequency words. And we usually do 2 of these per week. I always list that in my, my newsletter so you can see what words we're working on each week. The teachers will definitely let you know. And that's a great way to practice at home. Sight words are, there's so many games you can play with them. And there's a lot of great ways that you can practice at home. We'll send home the sight words in the beginning of the year, so you have those and you can practice as much as you want. And they're incorporated into our day every day. We'll be practicing.
In math, we go ahead and work with calendars every day. We take math time to do math talks and have math center time. We have a little bit of hands-on each day where we rotate through different centers. Also a little bit of guided math when we may pull a group if we see that they're struggling on a different skill. Our math consists of 12 units, and the different units cover addition, subtraction, writing numbers, number sense. The Go Math curriculum itself is Common Core aligned, it has different technology components. There's a lot of hands-on activities that we do individually, small group and whole group. And each unit has the workbook. So each child will be bringing home that workbook after they complete it in class. Like I said before, the math centers kind of go along with our daily routine of what we're doing. It could be anywhere from patterning, sorting, sequencing, counting, some individual math games, and even technology. Specials in kindergarten. Specials in kindergarten will be participate in a variety of specials. So kindergarten has specials during an hour during their school day. And some of these specials include physical education, music, art, SEL, which is social emotional learning, mindfulness, and library.
All right, so play in kindergarten. We are very excited to be getting play back in kindergarten because it is so important and it's going to be incorporated next year for every class in kindergarten. So we are very excited. Students are also going to have a lunch recess, a 15-minute class recess, and then that's separate from their lunch recess, and then an additional 30-minute free choice time during the day. And students will have access to dramatic play items. So I know all of us kindergarten teachers are so excited because these play items were taken from us this year and we are getting them back. So they are going to have access to a kitchen, some housekeeping items, a grocery store, farmer's market stand, sensory table, all fun things that, you know, kind of enhance their imagination, and they get to play with each other. So it's very exciting to, you know, for them to have that time. And then we also have what we call WIN time. It stands for what I need. And during that time, it's exactly like it sounds. We get to do exactly what we need during that time. Maybe it's, you know, we didn't get to all of our phonics for that day, so we play some catch up, or some students need to finish work that they didn't finish during the day, so they catch up on that, or that could be their playtime. So it's really up to each teacher how they want to spend that time. And then motor skills in kindergarten, we really practice a lot with fine motor skills using their smaller muscles, and then also the gross motor skills using the larger muscles in the classroom. So that could look like if we do a brain break and we're doing different like hopping, moving, skipping activities. A lot of skipping really doesn't happen inside the classroom, but maybe outside during recess. And then they have their scheduled daily recess time. So like weather permitting, like we said, we will be going outside on the playground. And then students work on skipping, hopping, galloping, running, etc. A lot of that too will be done during their gym time. Hand-eye coordination, working on good sportsmanship in kindergarten is really big, just learning how to be a good friend and play nicely together. And then also learning classroom rules and safety and just how to be in school.
it again. Social emotional development. We are very big with our SEL at Brook Park. You might hear the kids coming home talking about it, the older students that you have in your household or friends or neighbors. We learn a lot of social skills in kindergarten. We talk a lot about cooperation and helping and problem solving. All school monthly character traits. So we have a different trait for each month. Involving lessons, activities, assemblies, and lots of fun things that your child will come home talking about. We learn about taking turns, listening, asking friends to play, appropriate responses to anger, and how to calm themselves when they get to that point, doing rainbow breaths, taking a time out and just sitting in the calm corner. Students are encouraged to try new things and ask for help every day. They're reminded that mistakes are okay. Students of the week are in different classrooms. Some people have VIP or star student programs. Social work groups and Hugs teacher mentor programs are also going on for kids that may need a little bit more social work groups and special treatment from a certain teacher just to come and say hi, just to feel comfortable in their everyday classroom activities and that special one-on-one time. Continued with the social emotional development, we have behavioral and social emotional learning supports and interventions in place within the school. We have consistent expectations across the building that are taught and reinforced. Each classroom has a matrix that the teacher has made, and you'll get a copy of those at the beginning of the school year. Every area of our school has a matrix showing your child what the expectations are taught, are to be learned, and they're taught explicitly throughout the first couple weeks of school and then reinforced throughout the school year. We revisit those again in January when we come back after break. And it's nice because across the curriculum, across the teaching, across the grade levels, across the school, those words are the same. So the kids know them from kindergarten through 5th grade, and they feel very comfortable with those matrices and words that are taught. Morning meetings, lots of classes have morning meetings. Some have afternoon or evening, or not evening, sorry, afternoon or after lunch meetings where we talk about different things that are happening with our day. How are the kids feeling? They might throw in the SEL lessons and talk about the different curriculum that's included with the Strong Start or the zones of regulation. All of us have calm corners in our room, and a calm corner is not considered a timeout corner when the kid is in trouble. A calm corner is more of a place where you just need some time to regroup, to get yourself back in that green zone. So in a calm corner, there might be stretchy things, squishy things, a timer to set for 1 minute, and just to kind of regroup. And when you feel like you're ready to come back, you come back and you join the rest of the group. And that is not teacher-led. That is considered a child-centered thing where they can go to that calm corner on their own time. Speech and language services. Individual speech and language therapy is available for those with language goals written for individual needs. Each kindergarten student is assessed by a speech and language therapist at the start of the school year, and they will let you know if they have any concerns. If your child is getting speech or language outside of school, you may want to mention that at that time so they're aware of that. And if you have any concerns throughout the year or you're concerned about your child's speech or language, you can reach out to those speech and language teachers and they can offer you some home support as well.
All right. So a big thank you to our kindergarten team for talking about some of all of our curriculum that we incorporate in kindergarten, as well as how to logistically get ready for kindergarten next year. Because Zoom can be a challenging forum to ask questions, we will go ahead and tomorrow you will receive an email from me that will include the recording to this meeting. So if there's anything you want to rewatch, if you have neighbors or friends who have a child coming to kindergarten next year and they didn't get a chance to attend the meeting, please make sure to send that along. We'll also post the recording to this meeting on our district website as well. That will come. You will also get a question form. So if you do have a question regarding getting your child ready for kindergarten, I will go ahead and send that to you as well. And I will work with our amazing kindergarten team to get those questions answered to you in a timely fashion. The next thing that you will see come from me tomorrow is many of you registered for a preferred kindergarten screening slot. So kindergarten screening happens in July, 2 different days, where your child will come into a kindergarten classroom and work with one of our kindergarten teachers to get just a general basic pre-kindergarten skill checklist that the teacher will go over with your child, just to see where your child is at before coming into kindergarten. It's also a great way for us to get to know you and your child a little bit better before they start kindergarten. So we'll also send the preferred time that you would like to come in for kindergarten screening in July. If you already filled that out at kindergarten enrollment, you do not have to fill it out again. But if you do accidentally fill it out twice, that's no big deal. We will get rid of those duplicate entries, and you will get information later in June regarding your exact time and date for kindergarten screening. So I just want to say again, a big thank you to our kindergarten team and our assistant principal, Mrs. Johnson, for being on the call tonight. I want to say welcome to all of our incoming superstar kindergartners for the 2021-2022 school year. Also, you do not have to only use the question and answer form that I send out tomorrow as your only mode of asking questions. Please feel free to send me an email with your questions at any point. Please feel free to call the office. Our office staff is extremely helpful to get you and your family ready for kindergarten. We want this to be an amazing experience for your child and for your family, and we're so happy to have you as part of the Brook Park family. So thank you so much for coming tonight, and please look for that follow-up information tomorrow from me, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Say bye.
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 Put me in.
Aw,
Okay,
bye.
so I'm a kid and we're gonna be sing. Yay, kindergarten! Woo! Bye. We can't see anything. Bye. All right, it's all done. I can't. My name is Avery.
Hi, Avery. We can't wait for you to come to kindergarten.
He had to pop in and say hi.
That's awesome. We can't wait.
Bye.
Bye, Janisek family. So good to see you.
You too. Thank you so much, you guys. Bye.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great night. I think
Thanks,
that
you
was
too.
awesome.
Yeah, no, it was fun to see. And also, I wanted to let you know that I can go to both of the July screenings.
Awesome.
So,
Perfect.
Thanks.
so much.
I'm sorry if I choked. My mom is screaming in pain in the background and I'm like, no one's home to help her. So I'm like,
My gosh, no, Kirsten, you did great. And you had a lot to talk about. It was awesome.
gosh, I feel like I choked, but I was like trying not to like ignore her screaming and try to text my kids to go get her. And they're like, not home. So thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. It was nice
Sounds
seeing you,
good.
Emma.
Nice
Bye.
to see you. Bye.
Emma, thanks so much for coming.